Today I will speak about fertilizers. This is the symbol that I am in YouTube. If you see this sun, is me. This is the sun god that I have introduced. I think it's a nice god. And this is me. I'm from the timber business. Many years ago, this picture is from 1994. I was much younger at the time and better look than I have now. This is a study from the Kansas University about the soil treated with manure or compost. Absorbs more carbon, chemical fertilizer soil, and it is much better. Money talks news. Sustainable farming boosts carbon storage on soil. That you can have a look in YouTube. This is, I begin this situation for to have trees, fruit trees, in some regions with difficult lands like saline, alkaline lands. And you can use the mountains that are by side to have trees. And for that, you need to prepare the land and change the land for a soil with a good fertilizer and prepare for the kind of the trees that we want. I see today you can do this with machines directly without any plastic, but you can have different ways, like for example this one, that you can have little large ones, 1 meter 20, and you have many kinds of plant trees that we can use in these things. And in places, if we have water, you can have without any soil, can be stone soil in a mountain. If we have water, you can have trees and flower trees. You make in a mountain we don't need to have plastic if it's not alkaline or saline. Just change, making a wall and fill with a different soil with fertilizer. This is one way to make fertilizers. This is sugar cane that can be used for animal feed, but it can be for fertilizers too. From the forest, the cleaning of the forest, you must keep all of these materials for fertilizers, not to make energy, because they don't need nowadays energy by timber, by logs, that they're still making logs in small pieces to burn. It's a criminal way to finish with the environment, that atmosphere, because pine is worse, timber is worse than coal when burning for people. In London, where I live, it's not permitted to use timber to burn, because it's a toxic and makes the air horrible. Also, the rest of the forests are the best thing to make fertilizers that you are going to mix with other things that we are going to see soon. In other way, they burn these things, but they can go to fertilizers. For example, these things can be for animal feed, but also for fertilizers, mixed with other products that we can enrich the soil with manure and vegetables all mixed with soil. Another kind you can use is bamboo. You can use bamboo to make fertilizers too. And this is from cows. That is manure for animals that you can mix all together. Also, you can mix all together these things from the region where we can get them easily to make a different kind of soil for trees in regions where it will not be possible to have trees if you don't prepare the soil for that. And lots of communities in many places, they have water, but they don't have a soil for trees. Is a way how to do that. Exactly. This is I feel is a palm for we eat them, they are very sweet. But you can use rest of the trees or all the trees when we put them down to make fertilizers. And also you can give these things to animal feed and take those parts for fertilizers. In each region, you can have a look what we have to mix with the soil. For example, I'm from one region that people use this thing for the fields. Every year they take from it was a big lagoon full of these things, and they take it for fertilizers the land. It was in the past, it was what they used before the new products coming. I still remember people taking it and see it. I'm 64 now, but I still remember people taking it. And this is that weird, that is for animal feed, for people, but also can be used for fertilizer because they grow so much. If you have a small lake where we can do it in the mountains, taking water from the river, you can create these things for food, fish food, human food, and to produce a lot for fertilizers. It's another thing that we have not used coal from the ash from burning things like coal, but you can use small quantities in small places that can be looked. And the trees, for example, because they are very good to keep the humidity. When they get wet, they keep the humidity on the land. It's something that they can be used to. You don't need to use too much that can damage the soil, but have a small quantity, because if you use 5 kilos in each tree, you are going to take a lot of it for, it will be a lot of tons at the end of the time if you sell it in all the countries. That is another way that you can have a look in this video too. Agri-science, urine. Have a look to see how it is and it's possible to use it. Some people use it like medicine. See, it's more in India that they have used to drink and take pills from urine. But many countries, many people in the past use urine for many things. In the deserts, some people have to wash the plates and everything with urine because there is no water. That is one way that people can take how I say, urine. This one is not for urine, but the system to do this can be done with urine. It's like me, I used to have one of these parts in my belly where it was the way to take my things out. I live with that way better than I'm living now. I have more problems now that I have with that time. Also, you can have cows with a system that we can get the urine without any damage for the animal or a bad way of living. It's just they get used and they take for a bag, and after you can take the urine from the bag automatically. Today you have things for doing everything. And you have the big polluters because you have lots of porks in the world, but all the manure can be used to mix with that kind of rest of the trees, everything, all mix. Animal poo and human poo to mix with vegetables, the rest from the forest, to make an organic. Only with animals is not enough, we need human for doing this job. You see how you are very big users of this situation, and that are going to be collected in one part of the place, of the region, and is the men who are humans who are making the more manure for using in the fertilizers. And after we have this field, that you have more filter condensates, and they are going to mix with the vegetables and the rest of the trees, everything you can collect organic to mix and get a good soil. Everything mix, you get a good soil. And soil that we can take nearby where we produce these situations. Another way to put solid or liquid on the lands way of to transport for the fuels. This one is manure mixed with water. We are teaching, we see many things in YouTube, and this one way to make a fertilizer for plants is to mix manure, normally animal manure, without to be from carnivores animals, because carnivores are more dangerous. You need to be prepared for that. For carnivores like humans, they need to be mixed with herbivores to have a good mix. This one, it was from my region, they are not from there, but we took this part here to use in the forest. This kind of forest is eucalyptus. With that manure from the chickens, these trees can have 1 meter. When we put them at the beginning of the spring, in September or October, they can have 1 meter. How do you see? Moving the soil, open the soil, mixed with manure from chickens, we can have eucalyptus trees with 1 meter. Without that, you can have them with 5 centimeters or 10 in 1 year without doing anything to the soil. Is why it's important for trees to grow up. This thing is not probably the same. The other one, it was for new trees, eucalyptus trees. This one is after cutting the trees, they go fast again. In 10, 15 years, you have again trees. This is why eucalyptus is much used in the paper today, because it's one of the best timber for doing paper. Another thing, when we cut them, all of the forest from these parts here can go to make a good soil and to use in agriculture, like potatoes or trees. Another way, you can make a wall, you can have this outside, or you can have a bag. That's just today I find this solution. You can have a bag and go directly to the wall with everything of the land prepared, go directly to a wall to have trees. I say there are many regions we don't have fruit trees, but you can have in the future. It's the same situation. Bags that can go directly in a wall to go inside the soil, the land, or outside. Another way for doing these things, to have crops, using these things that we prepare the soil, and after you can have the products on the top, and you can put some water on the top to goat by goat, to have drop by drop, to have them with water. Cheap way of doing things. I have this photo not for the situation I've been speaking, but they can be used in the fields. And we have, they're small ones, but you can have these things with 2 meters or 2 meters and 30, and use everything automatically to put them in the fields on the top of the soil, so that you cannot use for anything. You can have this situation done by machines, using to take and using in the fields. You can have plenty of fields full of these situations after you connect water. But the soil, this situation is that you can have a soil preparing this part with fertilizers that I've been speaking, the kind of fertilizers that you can use too. And have the different products. We can prepare the soil for what if you want sweet melon, you can have a soil that you have plenty of them, see? In places that you cannot have normally fruits or vegetables. And this is the finish from this program from today. When we have finished the God's Son, I finished the program too. Thank you, bye-bye. Please subscribe and link my shop, please, to have news from different programs.